Katie, tell us a bit about how you've seen advanced advertising in the UK developing during the last couple of years. What has been the progress that the industry has made?
I think there's ongoing progress. Obviously, it started very much quite a few years ago now in the UK with Sky AdSmart, and what we're now seeing is a real kind of ramping up of those capabilities and the kind of the use of that technology, because other broadcasters are going to start rolling that out as well. So with Channel 4 coming online, and also additional platforms being added, not just the Sky platform, that's going to really make advanced advertising a much more widely used and accessible product across, for advertisers across more platforms, basically.
And tell us a bit, Katie, about what Discovery is doing in the advanced advertising space. You obviously have an interesting set of sales arrangements in the market. What are you doing with advanced advertising, both alone and with your partners?
Yeah, we're very lucky actually in the UK, because we work with both Sky, who have been, hugely at the forefront of advanced advertising on television, and we also work with Channel 4. And Channel 4, made it very open that they're going to be rolling out addressable linear as an advanced TV product, much in a slightly different way. So we're very lucky that we get to partner with both of those sales houses, and that means we have access to what they're doing, and we can learn from it, and we can then work with other discovery organizations in other parts of the world. I think on our owned and operated Discovery Plus app, what we're looking to do is make our inventory accessible and to as many different people as possible, by kind of integrating as many different measurement tools and types as possible. So we're going to be working with AudienceProject, we're going to be working with Permutive as our DMP, and also linking what we're doing on our owned and operated app with what we're doing with our partners as well. So there is a lot of work going on in this space at the moment for us, and how we can really leverage it and make it work as hard as possible for advertisers.
And give us an example of the sort of thing you're able to offer advertisers, when it comes to advanced advertising campaigns.
Yeah, it's interesting because obviously Sky and Channel 4 still are kind of standard linear spot. So one of the things that we are going to be rolling out in the next couple of months is a product that will actually allow our partnership clients. So they are generally brands who traditionally would sponsor on linear, where they're then replicating that sponsorship across our OTT platforms across Discovery Plus. We'll be able to allow them to target and measure much more effectively across those platforms using, some of those partners that we talked about, like AudienceProject and also Permutive. The thing that Discovery really sets itself apart on is that we're not the same as most other broadcasters. We are the worldwide leaders in real world entertainment, and so we have very passionate super fans who follow certain types of content. And so for us, it's about enabling advertisers to follow those audiences wherever they might be in our ecosystem, whether that be whether it be that they're watching something on linear and that's a sponsorship opportunity, whether that be that they're watching it on one of our OTT apps, and then that could be something that you're doing more through pre-roll and mid-roll, or whether they're on one of our websites watching, and social as well. Actually, we can do it across all. We have huge social channels. So our goal very much is that we can help advertisers find the specific people that they're trying to look for across any platform where someone might be engaging with our content.
So in delivering these campaigns, it sounds like partnerships are absolutely critical. And I guess that's true across the wider ecosystem. Tell us a bit about how these partnerships work in practice. Obviously, you mentioned Sky, Channel 4, social platforms as well. Why are they so important, and how do you make them work well for Discovery?
I think for us, we've always been a company that has thrived on partnership. Way back in the day when you're a pay TV operator, your content gets to consumers because of those relationships that that you had with those pay platforms. That's why we have such a strong relationship with Sky. And so, we've always acknowledged it's within our culture to collaborate and to work with the right people to deliver the right products, at the right time. So that's just in our nature, really, is to identify partnerships, both in terms of tech partners or, you know, or our ad sales houses. You know, there's a reason why we've got more than one. We recognize that different sales houses bring different skill sets. And then when it comes to, you know, the advertisers that are on our platform, it's quite a unique offering. And so it's really important that we kind of identify and work with the best partners possible.
Now, you're obviously very widely distributed across different TV platforms, across smart TV platforms, plus any internet connected device with your applications, of course. How do you stitch together a campaign across all those different platforms? How do you deal with things like reach and frequency management and so on?
Well, yeah, I mean, and this, you know, I'm not going to say that we're experts at this by any means, because we're quite early in this journey. You know, we only launched Discovery Plus a year ago, just over. And so we've only had that ability to offer cross-platform campaigns. But this is absolutely what we're planning on being able to enable brands to do with AudienceProject. You know, that is something that they can offer, is demonstrating incremental reach across additional platforms. So you would start with your linear partnership, but then you can lay on all those other incremental, you know, distribution outlets that you've identified as being the best place to watch, you know, to reach a certain consumer, and then be able to say what the overall reach is. And, you know, that is what is so key for the future of advanced advertising, is enabling advertisers to know that they've hit the right people at, you know, at the right time with the right message and with maximum efficiency and effectiveness. Because, you know, bombardment is a huge issue for advertising, and it's undermining the trust that consumers have in our industry. And so that's why it's so important and such a focus. And that's what we've all got to lean into, I think, to try and deliver over the next few years, is how we can reassure brands that we're all working to the same goal of being able to do, you know, cross-platform reach and frequency. And
things like C-Flight presumably are a huge step forward.
Yes, yeah, they are. You know, they are, although still a little bit limited at the moment in terms of the number of platforms that they're on. But absolutely, it's all moving in the right direction. And it's absolutely, and you can see how important collaboration is, because all of the big broadcasters now are partners in C-Flight. It's not, you know, it might have been initiated and, you know, started by Sky, but everyone's buying into that as something that the whole industry can use, because we all know how important this is.
So, Katie, let's turn and just talk briefly about the future. Give us a sense of how you see the advanced advertising space in the UK developing during the next couple of years. What big changes are you anticipating?
I think it's really exciting, actually, because as we become more and more IP-based, and it means that we can really offer all advertisers what we need. There are always going to be brands who fundamentally just need mass awareness and mass reach, and they can get that still. But what we will be increasingly able to do is much more specific targeting across all platforms, including those traditional linear platforms, because of the nature of how television is going to be delivered. You know, Sky Glass being on IP TV, Freeview, you know, that's the way it's going. And then what that means is all of those advantages that we get from digital targeting will be available in the traditional TV world. And that's amazing, because, you know, we know that the way that people engage with the kind of content that you get on TV is phenomenal. And so results are going to be much better for brands. So yeah, I think it's really exciting. We're at I think things are going to really speed up now, but measurement is going to be absolutely key.